We've read a couple of books about this particular character. Who is that character? Anch.
Sock monkey.
Sock monkey. We even looked at a non-fiction book about the history of the sock monkey. Today we're going to talk about how you are going to make your own sock creature. Everybody's going to have two socks. The heel of one of your socks will become the bottom, and we'll cut this part here, down here, into the legs. And then we'll cut up the other sock to make arms and a mouth as well, and I made him a cape. The first thing we need to do is pick out our socks and then draw in our journals our little plan about how we want him to look. So yesterday we started talking about making a sock creature, and you started planning your fiction story. Hillary, can you come up and talk to us about your planning your fiction story?
I thought about who would be in my story and what it would be about. Then I put in the details.
So we've got Miss Socky, Baby Sock. Who is Baby Sock?
Her little girl.
And I see New York here.
That's where they live.
That's the setting. Who is Miss Sockina?
Her best friend.
A house.
That's where they live.
Okay, and Sockler.
Their butler.
Oh, Sockler is their butler. Oh, very interesting. For the past week, we have been working very hard on making a creature out of socks. I really want you to think a lot about how that creature started in its life, being these two loose socks, and all the things that you did to make them into a creature that has legs and arms. Who would like to talk to us about all of the steps? Nicole.
Miss R gave us the sock like that. The big one was for making the body, and the small one was for doing arms and tails. We gave the sock to Miss R, and she sewed it for us with a sewing machine. When we were done, I went to put stuffing in my guy, and you had to use a chopstick so you can push it in the corners. When we were done, we sewed this part. Then after that, we had to sew our arms on, and then we had to pick two buttons so you can make the eyes.
Thanks for sharing that. You have to write instructions now about how to make a sock creature, and you have to put in enough information and put it in the right sequence or the right order so that anybody reading your instructions would know exactly what they needed and what they needed to do to make a sock creature. What are the key words whenever you have to tell somebody how to do something, when you have to give them instructions on how to do it? Liam?
First, next, then, finally.
First, next, then, and finally. So if you have those 4 words, first will always be your first sentence, finally will always begin your last sentence, and the next and then you can kind of mix up for as many sentences that you need in between. Asher, could you read the book that you wrote?
First you take the large sock and turn it inside out. Then you sew the legs. To make it, you have to cut the stitches. Then you stuff your sock through the hole. Then you sew the eyes, tail, mouth, and arms. Now you can play with it. And then it says, socks rule!
I'm going to ask 2 people to come up. I'm going to give you a problem, and you're going to have to solve it. So let's say Silent Bob goes over to Motorcycle Creature's house. Silent Bob says, I don't want to play.
Do you want to play tag outside?
No.
Do you want to play Lego?
No.
What would you do to solve that problem, Kate?
Ask what the other person wants to do.
What do you want to do? Read a book. Okay.
And that's the end of that story. Michal and Nicole.
Hello, what do you want to play? Do you want to play tag? No. Do you want to eat cheese puffs? No. Do you want to go to the pet store? No. What do you want to do? Go on the slide and that's it. Let's go. And then lived happily ever after.
Yay, good job. Now that you guys have lots of ideas, work with your partner and write a story together that you can make into a movie. So you actually will be doing something called a script. Go ahead.